So join me as we recite the invocation mantras. Om Agyanatimirandasya Jananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Vancha Kalpataruvyascha Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanevyo Vaishnavyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna. So, if you could see and hear me clearly, isang like naman dyan. Let me see. May smile pa. And also, sino nakakatanda ng ating acronym nung chapter 9? Isa lang yun, discuss natin. When was that? Friday? Yeah, Friday. Sabado yung plant-based. Sige, ano yung acronym natin? Mabilis. That was the king. Kasi, sa mga chapters ng Bhagavad Gita, yung importante doon is the middle 6 chapters. And the two most important chapters then is chapter 9 and chapter 10, which is yung di-discuss natin ngayon. So, quick recap sa ating king. The knowledge, this is the king of all knowledge. Lahat ng knowledge papunta rito. Because it is spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge. At the same time, this is the secrets of all secrets. The only thing that one could have to access this is the association of devotees and also the love and devotion. One could not approach this just by scholarly intelligence. You cannot enter this realm, and you cannot understand. And this is also what you call realizing by the perception of the self. So that's why this is called perfection of religion. It is not out of blind faith. You must understand it, use your intelligence, apply it in your life. And that will be realized knowledge. The science will be there. Sabi nga, the science and the spirituality and yung marriage. And that is Vedas. Not just other way around or not just one side lang. This is a combination. And this is eternal and joyfully performed because our senses will not be suppressed. We're using the senses for what? To please Krishna. And when Krishna is pleased, we are also pleased. That's why it is joyfully performed. Makita mo yung mga devotees. They're happily chanting, singing, honoring prasadam, the food. By the way, later tonight, we will have again a prasadam class. So, a cooking demo yon, a vegetarian meal. So, let me know. I will post din naman sa group chat. But let me know if you want to be added on the prasadam course group chat. And letter I natin, inconceivable relationship because us, the soul, will not lose our own identity after joining with Krishna. Hindi tayo mag-merge tapos mawawala na tayo. That is the impersonalist philosophy, but it will not happen to us. As the soul, even in the all the scriptures are saying, are identical with each other. Very individual, very unique. And hindi tayo mag-emerge lang o mawawala after some time or after some life. So, we will join Krishna in this spiritual world, pero we will have a relationship with Him. Hindi tayo mawawala doon. Mag-emerge na lang. So, inconceivable relationship. Others are not understanding this because, yes, they could not enter the King of Knowledge. Inconceivable relationship. Achintya Veda Veda Tattva. Or the inconceivable oneness and difference. Oneness kasi we are part and parcel ni Krishna. Para lang one drop of ocean water. Same lang yun, maalat lang yun. Pero there's a big difference. Diba? The ocean could make tsunamis. Doon nakatira yung maraming living entities and all. But us, same quality but different quantity. Different also na purpose. Non-worship, there are those who are Duratmas and Mahatmas. Those crippled-minded. And those who are open-minded, broad-minded, those are the Mahatmas. So, if one is gaining intelligence and knowledge, so he will be Mahatmas. How? By association of devotees. And there is the glories of Bhakti Yoga because Krishna is only pleased by love and devotion. You must offer him a lot of love and devotion, not a lot of things. But of course, if one offers food to Krishna, you have to put your effort to cook very nice, very well. Diba? Boost mo yung art mo doon. Hindi love and Krishna, kainin mo lang yung lugaw kasi love naman kita. Tapos kakainin mo very opulent, mag-pizza ka. Dapat si Krishna mag-pizza din. That will be prasadam. This food will not have any karma. It will be karma-free food. Even may nagtanong, Radha Shara, di ba may buhay din yung halaman kasi nga equal vision? Yes. Pero the living entities, this lower species of life, the plants, even you have to take away their lives. Although they are in the lower consciousness then, they develop. They won't feel the same pain na mararamdaman ng animals. We're still taking their lives. And if you're not offering it to Krishna, may karma ka rin doon. Well, pero when one offers it to Krishna, it will be karma-free. Akarma. And Krishna-conscious food or prasadam. Radha Charan, baka pwede naman mag-offer ng meat kay Krishna. Hindi. Sabi ni Krishna, if one offers me with love and devotion, a leaf, flower, fruit, or water, I will accept it. Hindi niya diet yung meat. So that is the glories of Bhakti Yoga. You don't have to be sobrang yaman to please Krishna. Pero kailangan mayaman ka sa love and devotion. So inhale, kasi sobrang importante itong chapter na to. Welcome sa ating session 9, The Essence of Bhagavad Gita. Chapter 10, The Opulence of the Absolute. So, kaya natin tinaaral ko ano yung mga greatness ni Krishna para mas maintindihan natin yung sweetness niya. Other practices and spiritual path will be just in own reverence yung relationship nila kay Krishna. Just knowing the greatness. Pero there's something beyond. And di basta-basta makukuha ng tao yung sweetness ni Krishna. And ayun yung pinaka-rare. So, ang ating acronym is C. 3 letter lang, pero sobrang bibigat. Sino dito yung gumawa ng assignment din in reading? Di ba we have 2 assignments na movie review sa kanyang reading. Sino nakapagbasa in advance? Yes. Thank you. Saka salamat sa mga nag-send ng mga realizations nila with the reading ng mga verses. Salamat. Sabi ni Krishna, listen again. So, ilang chapters na ang instruction niya kay Arjuna to listen because from hearing, we will receive the spiritual knowledge. Not just by speculating. Then from hearing, you could realize by application. Again, not by hula lang. Feeling ko ganito. Nanaginip ako ganito. Nag-meditate ako ganito. No? It is just the whims of the mind. Whimsical. That's why the knowledge should be in the line of disciplic succession. Teacher, then may teacher din siya, and may teacher din siya hanggang umabot kay Krishna. Benefits of hearing more. Hearing from and about Sri Bhagavan or Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kung natandaan nyo yung Bhagavan, may 6 opulences. Siya yung todo nun. Fame, knowledge, siya yung sa beauty, wealth, strength, saka renunciation. In full, and sabay-sabay yun, in full si Krishna yun. If one always listen, he will be fixed in devotional service. The more one hears, the more one becomes fixed in devotional service. So this is the process again of from hearing, development of small faith, then the taste, then the prema, the love. It is not just sentimental. Na I love Krishna, I love God, I love you, I love everyone. We're all one. We're not encouraging you to do that. It's not blind faith. We should use our gyan. So should be gyan yoga or knowledge, intelligence. That's why scriptures is very important and the classes and the teachers. Then we have to apply it in our life. So we enhance our devotional service. From hearing the association of devotees enhances one's devotional service. So our bhakti yoga, our devotional service, our dharma, not just become a servant, but a devotional servant, is will be enhanced kapag we are hearing more. Di ba habang nag-meditate tayo, nagka-chant tayo, then the more we understand, the more we go deeper, the more nagkakaroon ka ng path. Para ka nagkakaroon ng mapa saan ka pupunta. That's the process of hearing. Anong qualification? Sabi ni Krishna, because you are my very dear friend. The very means of qualification is the eagerness to hear. Yun lang. Hindi mo kailangan may degree. Minsan nga kahit di mo naiintindihan yung language. That's like my friend, isang senior monk sa China. Tapos nasa Hong Kong siya. Ang nagtuturo dun is a American monk. And wala pa silang translator that time. But they were advised, just sit there, listen. Nakita mo may language barrier, pero the vibrations is coming. And they could understand. Until nagkaroon sila ng translator, and nung kinonfirm nila, same sila naintindihan. That's the big difference of this vibration, spiritual vibration. So ito yon, the Shraddha to Prema. This is how you develop love. It is not just sentimental attachment lang. Shraddha is little faith. Faith is Shraddha means faith. You will develop this by hearing. It's not blind faith because you're confirming, you're studying, you're learning, you're questioning, and you're getting answers. And you're experiencing it. You're applying it in your life. Sadhu Sangha is what we're doing now. Sangha is a congregation. Nagsasama-sama kayo. And a sadhu means a saintly person or saintly topics. So having a saintly topic sa mga conversation, not just talking about mundane things na paulit-ulit lang. Diba? Talking about sports, talking about conspiracies, talking about other things. Yes, you could do that, of course, lalo na kung work-related. Pero one should not just waste time. Paikot-ikot lang. Diba? Noong panahon namin. Diba? So, ang daming pwedeng story ng ganon. The question is, saan yung direction? Of course, bonding should be there. We monks talks about different things as well. Pero we make sure, kailangan, and we must make sure na yung Sangha will be Sadhu Sangha. Not just talking about chismis. Bhajana Kriya is our sadhana. We're doing our sadhana every day. Practice. Because Maya, the illusion, could always just be there. Fully engaged. Sobrang ganda ng work ethics niya. Thankful task, di ba? Once you're unguarded, bam, pasok siya. Relapse ka sa mga recoveran mo. Relapse ka sa emotion, relapse ka sa drugs, relapse ka sa old attitude mo, old habits. And we've been in that situation for not just in this life, for many lifetimes. The old habits die hard. Di ba? So even the depression, minsan hindi lang galing dito sa lifetime na to, galing sa previous life din. So how to do that? How to battle that? Every day, Bhajana Kriya or the sadhana. You do your chanting every day. You do your spiritual activities, which includes this association and classes. You study the books, then do devotional service. Plus, you can have the prasadam. That's the basic of the sadhana. Do it every day. You'll be much more stable and steady. Steadfast. Anartha nivritti. Anarthas is unwanted baggages. Removing of unwanted baggages sa heart natin, the previous karmas and all, will be cleansed. So maraming nagkwento na ito habang nagka-chan sila, ang daming lumalabas na mga image, ang daming lumalabas na colors, energy, or memories, suppressed memories, trauma, tapos minsan mga unknown. It is anartha nivritti. It is cleansing of the unwanted baggages. Lumalabas siya just like the alikabok when you're cleaning the room. It will go in the air. What to do? Just ignore it. Continue to chant. Huwag mo sakyan. Huwag mo sakyan yung drama. Huwag mo i-stalk yung ex mo tas message mo ulit siya dahil nakita mo doon. Kaya mo lang. Krishna'S Sweetness. So again, lahat ng mga to may hearing pa rin. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung hearing. You cannot stop hearing. You cannot stop learning. Diba? No? Even us have been practicing, and all yung mga seniors ko still hearing. Continuous pa rin sila mag-hear. And every time, si siya, first batch pa lang andyan na siya hanggang ngayon, nandito pa rin siya. Kasi every time palagi may bago. Kahit same book, same verses, ang dami nating ever fresh yun with all the realizations. Okay, Ruchi stays. You're not chanting because I said so. Chine-check kasi ako narada siya lang. You're chanting because you wanted to. May taste ka na. Hindi ka na mabubuhay nang wala yun. Ashakti, you're relishing it. Bhava is the start of love. And prema is what we want. The Prema Bhakti Yoga. So, ang letter S natin is, Krishna is the source of everything. Yeah. So, you listen. Then, everything's coming from Krishna. Sabi ni Krishna, I shall speak for your benefit knowledge that is better than what is already explained. Even yung mga inexplained yan, even all the scriptures around, Krishna will say, yung essence, yung nectar na to. So you have to listen, Arjuna. So we must appreciate Krishna's position that will lead to surrender. If you don't see Krishna's greatness, you will just see him as an ordinary person. This is for what? So, baliwala. You just see him as an ordinary. You cannot see his greatness. Di ba pag nakalala mo yung tao tapos nalaman yung background niya, uy, grabe pala siya tumulong. O nag-arrange pala siya ng mga nag-org pala siya ng mga nag-organize pala siya ng mga magagandang mga philanthropic activities. Nakita mo pala, he's a great leader, ang dami niya binagong buhay. Habang nalalaman mo yon, mas nag-iiba yung tingin mo sa taong. What more pa, knowing the greatness ni Krishna. So Krishna will tell this important verses kay Arjuna. Appreciate Krishna's greatness, then you can appreciate Krishna's sweetness. The more you appreciate Krishna's greatness, mas magigets mo yung sweetness niya. You cannot just jump sa mga topics na sweetness kagad ni Krishna. You will be bewildered. Your lust will be, stimulated. Because it's a process. It's a process of yoga. It's a process of the expressive elevator, pero may process pa rin siya. But this is what's funny about it. Yung process is the goal. Same, chanting pa rin. You chant, that's the process. And mas nagiging sweet yung chanting mo. The goal mo is sobrang sweet yung chanting mo kasi it's Krishna's name and non-different siya kay Krishna. You will experience Krishna more. So we'll learn much more about it as we go further. Pero this is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. As the title ng ating yoga philosophy, Essence of Bhagavad Gita. Chatur Sloki Gita. The chatur means 4. Ekdo 3 chat or chatur. Yung mga nag-ashtanga yoga, ganyan pa yata sila magbilang. Sanskrit pa rin. Sloki is a verse. Gita is the song. So it's a song of Bhagavan, song of Krishna. And the 4 most important verse is in the middle. Chatur Sloki verse. But first, before we go to that 4 verses, there is the what you call Sambandha Abhidaya Prayojana. Don't be overwhelmed. Ginagawa natin lahat palagi to. Diba? Knowing the relationship, attaining process, and the result. Parang you're going to a place. Bakit? That's your home. Diba? Parang pupunta ka sa Parañaque, that's your home. Nasa Laguna ka. Attaining process, you have to ride the car. Punta ka sa SLEX. Baba ka sa Sukat. Papunta ka sa Parañaque. Attaining process. The result, you'll go back in your own place and meet your parents. Same thing. Like the planning, the process, and ano yung result. So we're always doing this every day. Unless, ano ka lang, gawa lang hindi mo pinag-iisipan. Out of the blue lang. Kunin mo to, gawin mo yan. Pagpunta mo na sa ref, iba yung kukunin mo, tas iba na yung ginawa mo. So balik mo, teka, may kukunin ako eh. So there's, of course, we have to use our brain. Even in this small task. Pero this is how I remember this. I memorized the first letter, SAP. Sambanda relationship. As you know, this is the most confidential knowledge. Yung confidential knowledge lang is knowing that we are the body. We're not the body, we're the spirit soul. The more confidential is, okay, tayong soul. My body, which is composed of material, and my source. Knowing that. Tapos impersonal, you don't know anything about the source. Nanghuhula ka lang, nakapikit ka lang, or yung pinafollow mo is just light. Or it's very impersonal. You don't know anything about that source or that energy. Or even yourself. You just understand it. Energy lang. Tapos you don't push to understand more. Pero yung iba, ito na yung attaining, ito na yung goal nila. And yung most confidential knowledge is, you have this tree, pero you will know the relationship with yourself, with others, with other souls, living entities, even the energy of Krishna, even the nature. And you will know personally Krishna. That's the relationship. Now we know the relationship natin kay Krishna. We are eternal part and parcel ni Krishna. We have the 5 rasas, relationship natin sa Kanya. Diba? First assignment yon, tanda niyo ba sa introduction. 5 rasas. And we also want to rebuild that relationship, that dormant or sleeping love. Kasi covered lang tayo ng maya or unwanted baggages, mga anarthas. So we want to awaken that. So that's sambandha, you know the relationship. Attaining process, attaining bhakti yoga, the express elevator, how to attain that back. And the result, we will discuss. So 10.8, 10.9, saka 10.10. So get your Bhagavad Gita. So we are continuing reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is. Chapter 10, entitled The Opulence of the Absolute. 10.8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matahas sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samam vitaha. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. So the material world, we're talking about this, the many universes, the all planetary system, the heaven, the hell, are all part of the material world. Kay Krishna galing yun. Lumabas nga siya kay Mahavishnu, an incarnation of Krishna, expansion niya. And even the spiritual world. Kung saan galing yung Vrindavan, all the spiritual world is coming from Krishna. Basically, he's the source of all he is the source of all sources. He is the cause of all causes. Even the demigods, even Buddha, Brahma, Shiva, the other demigods and devotees came from Vishnu. Then Krishna came from Vishnu came from Krishna. Kaya siya yung tinatawag na Bhagavan, Supreme Personality of Godhead, the source ng lahat ng mga to, fountainhead or Godhead. Everything emanates from me, the wise who perfectly know this That's why we're studying knowing the greatness. Bakit? We will be engaged in devotional service. Kasi for what? You know that the energy came from Krishna. So even money came from Krishna. You don't have to worship money. You don't have to worship material things. You don't even have to worship nature, because that is just worshiping Mother Bhumi and the demigod. You can go directly worship Krishna, because these demigods are worshiping Krishna. We will learn that sa mga sa scriptures how Bhumi was chastised by devotee of Krishna and they worship even Lord Brahma, even Lord Shiva, everything, everyone. You could see even Ganesh have chanting beads, even Shiva, and they want to have association and darshan kay Krishna. It is all in the scriptures. The wise who perfectly knows this engages in my devotion service, because this is the way, this is the Bhakti Yoga, this is the relationship, that process with all their hearts, not just by duty or not just by, wala, kailangan ko gawin eh. Kailangan ko pumasok sa trabaho kahit di ko alam, di ko gusto. No, it is out of love, with all their hearts. This is the what we call Krishna Tattva. Krishna Tattva is the truth, absolute truth. He is the cause of all causes. And again, how to learn that? Hearing. 10.9 Machita madgata prana budayantaha parasparam katayantas chamam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. So, tapos tayo dun sa relationship. We know si Krishna yung source of all sources. We are part of it. We are coming from Krishna, the spiritual world, pero andito lang tayo sa material world to spend some time. Or millions of times. So, ano yung attaining process to go back sa relationship na yun kay Krishna? The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. One of the sweetest verse. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So, yung mga devotees ni Krishna, yung mga bhakti yogi, tinanong mo sila sino palagi nila iniisip. Anong goal natin? To always remember Krishna, never forget Him. Pero, si Krishna, yung mga pure devotees niya, never niya rin nakakalimutan. The thought of my pure devotee always dwells in me. Si Hanuman, pag nakita mo yung si demigod Hanuman, is a pure devotee of Lord Ram. When you open his heart, makita mo yung picture na yun. Nandun si Rama and si Sita. Kasi yung mga devotees sa heart nila si Krishna. Literally. At the same time, with love and consciously. Pero si Krishna, pag binuksan mo rin yung puso niya, andun yung mga pure devotees niya. Very dear. Again, He is equal to everyone. Lahat. Lahat ng living entities. It is just, in this material world, only few are ready, wanted to, with full intention, and with love and devotion, are waking the relationship up kay Krishna. Waking that dormant love. And lovingly serve Krishna. Kaya tandaan nyo rito, may devotional service sila kay Krishna, worship kay Krishna with all their hearts. Si Krishna, ganun din. So ano yung description ng mga devotees na to? Those in the path of Bhakti Yogi. Yung nag-a-advance sila dun sa Shraddha to Prema, nag-a-advance dito. Ano daw yung qualities? Parang may, ayun nga, same thing. Parang may nililigawan ka pero spoon feeding. Alam mo kung ano yung gusto niya. Same with Krishna. Kaya sabi niya kung ano yung gusto niya. Their lives are fully devoted to me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service. Service means the Dharma and Swadharma. You have your duties, material duties. At the same time, you're doing the Dharma. At the same time, these two are being done. You're putting love and devotion para Krishna. That's eternal Sanatan Dharma, or the eternal Dharma. You will always serve someone, something, even your senses. The question is, kanino ka mag-serve? So when you're serving Krishna, but you have to put the one na gusto niya, yung sweetness ni Krishna, the secret of all the secret is the love and devotion. So fully devoted to my service, they derive great satisfaction and bliss. Ito yung hinaharap ng tao palagi, the satisfaction and bliss that one could not really find in money, one cannot really find in drugs, one could not really find in even sexual intercourse, one could not really find in fame or power. Diba? They will not always feel not satisfied. Pero that satisfaction and bliss, nararamdaman ng mga bhakti yogi, ng mga devotees. Even they're living simple life. Kasi they're always enlightening each other and conversing about. Parang mayroon kang importanteng news. Tatawagan mo agad yung best friend mo at sabi ko, kwento mo, may balita ako sa'yo. Hindi mo mapipigilan even nandun ka pa sa moment na yon. Gusto mo i-announce, gusto mo ikwento. Same thing, if you have love and you're giving it away, the more you will get love. Hindi ka na ubusan. And if you have Krishna, you have the greatest news. And if you have love kay Krishna, gusto mo ibigay sa iba. Because everyone you can see is always suffering, following yung dictation ng society, ng material energy, ng Maya. So you want to wake them up again. Yung mga nasa paligid natin. Of course, in different creative ways. But you want to share it. It's like what we're trying to do. We're trying to relish yung greatest plus yung sweetness ni Krishna. And it's very satisfying. Bakit after 3 weeks, andito pa rin tayo trying to learn much more? Because there is satisfaction. There is bliss. So, mararamdaman mo yung if you are trying to converse with and enlightening one another. Not competing with each other. Enlightening, sharing, encouraging. And pag ginagawa ng isang soul yon, he will always be in Krishna's heart. Kaya the thoughts of my pretty devotee dwell in me. Sobrang sweet, di ba? Hindi yung own reverence ka lang. How could I serve you, Master? No. May sweetness. May relationship. Sa verse 10.10, this is one very sweet. Feeling ko sa lahat ng mga classes na binigay ko for Bhagavad Gita, kasi we are always giving one verse lang. Unlike our course, many whole chapter. One verse sa isang lecture. Ito yung feeling ko pinakamadaming best kong diniscuss, gave a class. 10.10 Tesham satata yuktanam bachatam pritiburvakam tadami buddhiyogam tam yenamam upayantite. Those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. It just means, very importantly, na hindi based on material or academic knowledge. There's a very sweet story. 500 years ago, Krishna descended here in the material world as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Siya yung chinachant natin, Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda. Siya si Shri Krishna Chaitanya. He is an incarnation of Krishna together with Srimati Radharani combined. So package deal to. And he gave the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Because this yuga, ito na yung process of self-realization nyo. Different yugas, different process. Satya Yuga, the earlier ones, process of self-realization and perfecting one's life is meditation. But for what? 10,000 years. Pero yung buhay nila dati, 100,000 years. Then the Treta Yuga, they do fire sacrifices. Agnihotra, Yagya. But what they use? Mga golden plates, very opulent. Diba? And those mga golden plates, they will not use anymore. They will throw it. They're offering yung mga fruits, grains, in fires. So one should perfect it. And that's the process of self-realization nila. The Dwapara Yuga, ang process of self-realization is deity worship. Kaya mas maraming temples during this time, that was more than 5,000 years ago. So, ayun yung mga in-establish nila kayo na laki. So, of course, this Kali Yuga, may mga traces pa rin yan. Andiyan pa rin yung mga Angkor Wat. Diba? That was Vishnu temple. But of course, it was occupied already by the Buddhists. Pero makikita mo in the scriptures, panoorin niyo yung Vedic cosmology dun sa YouTube channel natin. It was made according to Vastu. Vastu is pinanggalingan ng feng shui. Dun nasa Vedas yun. All the alignments of planets, the energies, the directions. Vastu is the demigod. So, yung mga mahilig sa business, mga swerte-swerte. Doon nang galing talaga yun, the source. But anyway, this Kali Yuga, ang process of perfection one's life is chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And when Lord Chaitanya came down here, bago siya bumaba rito thousands of years ago, nasa scriptures na siya. So, there's a process also how to know Krishna's incarnation. Hindi yung lahat na lang, I'm God. Lahat na sa Quiapo, God sila. Lahat na sa India, incarnation sila. No? There's a process, long process. We'll discuss that sa chapter 11, next chapter. Pero yeah, Lord Chaitanya came here in the material world. He propagated that chanting of Hare Krishna. Hindi siya bumaba rito as a God. Bumaba siya dito as a devotee. Shave head and all. Teaching us how to become a devotee of Krishna. And 500 years ago, merong mga brahmanas or saintly persons in different temples. There's a temple called Sri Rangam. Hanggang ngayon, nandun pa rin yun. You can search kung gaano ka-opulent yung Sri Rangam. Very opulent to. Pero, there's one brahmana, a sadhu or saintly person, na may spiritual master siya. A disciple should always seek instructions sa kanyang spiritual guru. Anong kailangan niya gawin sa spiritual life niya, sa buhay niya. Should seek advice and instructions. Ang advice sa kanya ng spiritual teacher niya, ang instructions is you should always read and relish yung Bhagavad Gita every day. The Bhagavad Gita. Ang catch, this brahmana in South India, in Sri Rangam, is illiterate. No read, no write. Pero may instructions sa kanya yung guru niya. So, every day, sa ginawa ng Diyos, pupunta siya dun sa Sri Rangam Temple. He will try his best to read, kahit talaga hindi siya marunong magbasa. To read and relish yung Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And pinagkatawan siya ng mga ibang saintly person doon. Binabasa niya raw. Hindi nga niya ma-pronounce yung, hindi niya mabasa, hindi siya marunong magbasa ng scriptures o magbasa at magsulat. Ano ginagawa niya? Pero nakaupo siya doon, yung brahmana na to, yung illiterate brahmana na to. Kahit nagkatawanan siya ng mga tao. Then umabot yung news na to kay Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya as a devotee is also traveling. Isa sannyasi, a spiritual teacher also, is traveling to enlighten yung mga pinupuntahan yung places. So narinig niya to matagal na yung brahmana na to, na illiterate, tapos trying to understand and read Bhagavad Gita. Then yung pumunta sa Sri Rangam sa South India, kinausap niya itong brahmana to. My dear brahmana, I've heard you cannot even read nor write. Pero bakit mo pinipilat na araw-araw magbasa ng Srimad Bhagavad Gita? Sabi ni brahmana kay Lord Chaitanya, my dear Lord Chaitanya, my spiritual master instructed me to always read and relish Bhagavad Gita. Kaya araw-araw ko siyang ginagawa. Yung instructions ng spiritual master is my life and soul. So sabi ni Lord Chaitanya, bakit? Paano mo nagagawa? And sometimes people are seeing you reading the Bhagavad Gita. Hindi mo alam nga kasi hindi siya marunong magbasa. Minsan baliktad kasi hindi niya alam kung ano yung orientation ng letters and words. Baliktad siya. And they see you crying every day. Bakit? Sabi ng brahmana, dear Lord Chaitanya, I may not understand the words, every words. Pero seeing the picture, the illustration sa harap ng Bhagavad Gita, just by seeing it, na si Krishna nag-drive para kay Arjuna is out of this world. Si Krishna nag-serve sa kanyang devotees is out of this world. Yung time na to, habang nasa war, wala dito makikita kang manibela. Meron rope si Krishna saka yung horses. Pero si Arjuna, wala ka makikitang tool para malaman ni Krishna kung kaliwa ka, kanan ka, and sobrang ingay sa war. What they're doing, si Arjuna, inaapakan niya si Krishna sa likod. Left, right, hinto, forward. And sobrang ingay nun. So, hindi lang basta apak daw, sinisipa daw niya si Krishna. And minsan nga dumudugo daw yung likod ni Krishna because of that tapak ni Arjuna. So, imagine, the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna, is in this position. Sabi ni Brahmana, you could see Krishna'S Sweetness. He's the Bhakta Vatsalya. He's the servant of his devotees. And in Bhagavad Gita, he is showing that sweetness amidst all these great kings inside and in the war. Nag-serve siya kay Arjuna with the love. Because yung love lang ng isang devotee kay Krishna yung makaka-capture sa kanya, not by any opulence. He can offer God mountains of gold. For what? Siya naman may-ari ng lahat eh. No. He can only catch him with love and devotion. And Arjuna caught Krishna. And by that realization, naiyak na naman yung Brahmana. And what Lord Chaitanya did, niyakap niya, embraced tight yung Brahmana na to. My dear Brahmana, you may not be able to read and write this Bhagavad Gita, pero ikaw yung totoo nakakaintindi dito. Naiyak tuloy si Aika. So, ayun yung sweetness ni Krishna. As you can see in this verse, to those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Our knowledge all came from Krishna. This devotee is this Brahmana, hindi nga niya mabasa eh. Pero Krishna is giving him because he's serving Krishna with love. Nauna yon. But that is very special. That is a very special situation. It is just like ina-award yung diploma sa isang great personality kahit di siya graduate. Di ba may ganon, may artista or politiko na hindi naman graduate sa school na yon, tapos binibigyan na ng diploma, tapos mag-speech siya. So parang ganon, hindi natin kailangan mag-relay dito na, I love Krishna out of sentiment. We should always study pa rin. The safest is this both track. The love and devotion and the use of knowledge and intelligence. So safe track. Pero, if one is just using the intelligence without the love, you cannot just really understand. Pag di bibigay siya ni Krishna, hindi siya bibigay ni Krishna. Maraming nakapagbasa or maraming may Bhagavad Gita. Maraming magbubuhos ng buhay nila just try understand God. Even the scientist or historian. But they could not really get into it. Hindi yun yung process, hindi yun yung key. One could even try to build Stairway to Heaven like the Saravana. Totoo yun eh. May demon na gustong gumawa nun. Yung kalaban ng Lord Ram. But what? For what? No? You cannot approach Krishna materially. Only by love and devotion. Then Krishna could give you understanding. Kaya nga when we chant, the more we chant with love and devotion, with attention, with quality, the more we will understand yung scriptures. Try mo wag mag-chant. Unang-una, bad mood ka na. Pangalawa, hindi ko pa maintindihan yung mga pinagsasabi na Radha Charan sa Zoom. So it's a two-way, diba? Then when you change your diet, tapos yung lifestyle mo pa, mas mag-enter, mas maintindihan natin. Again, the sweetness ni Krishna rito is He will give it. Kailangan mo lang na may love and devotion yan. They all constantly devoted to serving me with love. Not just serving Him. Yung smile sa'yo nung magandang babae sa harap ng hotel, welcome sir, welcome to Marriott. Ang ganda ng smile niya, di ba? Pero iba yung smile pag nakita mo yung loved one mo. Kahit sungki pa yun. Same smile, pero iba yung intention. Iba yung laman. Di ba? 10.11 Tesam ivanukam partam aham ajnana jam tamaha Nasayami atma bavasto gyana dipena bhavata. To show them special mercy, ito yung result. Saan ba to? Ito yung result. To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, si Krishna is in everyone's heart, destroy with shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Automatic kaya express elevator. Si Krishna na nagkatanggal mismo na unwanted baggages mo sa heart. Siya na mismo yon. Kaya when you chant, automatic siya lumalabas. Hindi mo na kailangan mag-meditate na napakatagal, maggawa na ng postures na napakatagal para ma-cleanse and ma-heal ka. No, si Krishna na bahala. One click. That's His special mercy. Diba? Sagot ka na niya. Kumbaga hindi ka na under material nature. If one is not Krishna conscious, under siya na material nature, yung karma niya, yung bad and good karma niya, kailangan mo kunin. Kailangan mong i-harvest. But if one is with Krishna, parang dikit ka dun sa presidente, arbor ka na. Kasi agent naman niya si Maya, si illusion, si material nature. Arbor na to. Ako na bahala sa karmas niya. Special mercy niya yun. 10.11. So that is C. That is the four most important verse. Letter E natin na last, Krishna is unlimited. Again, dinescribe niya yung supremacy. So nakita niyo yung sandwich, diba? From greatness, sabay sweetness, chapter 9, chapter 10, biglang babalik dun sa greatness niya. You can see Krishna everywhere, in all demigods, in all the sages, the saintly persons, even the animals. So I'll forward this to you para you can read all of them. He is the source of everything, and you can see Krishna in everything then, and everywhere then. You cannot it is not possible to comprehend the greatest by our limited senses. Just like trying to measure the water sa ocean by comparing it dun sa water in the well. Kung farag ka na lumaki doon. Same thing yung pag-intindi natin. We're trying to comprehend Krishna based on our limited experience and wisdom and knowledge. We have even the imperfect senses. We cannot even hear yung mga naririnig ng mga aso or ng dolphin. May sonar, senses nila. Diba? Our sight will be just few meters away. Ang dami, hindi katulad ng eagle na kaya niya makita yung ahas pag lumilipat siya hundreds of yards up. We have the most imperfect senses. Then, we are so proud enough na we could understand and we should understand. And pag di pumasok dun sa kokotin natin yung measurement nung greatness ni Krishna, ay hindi totoo si God. Ay hindi totoo o kaya lang siya, light lang siya. Kasi hindi mo magets eh. Light na lang siya para, mukhang matalino ako. Or sometimes, may mga sikat na mga pseudo-gurus na pumupunta sa, kahit influencer na sila. Sobrang galing na magsalita, sobrang flowery words. Kasi mga tao, tama siya. Kasi they don't want to look foolish. Totoo, hindi naman naiintindihan kasi pinaikot-ikot lang. At the same time, hindi naman pinapractice, walang love and devotion. Sabi lang tama. Pero just for them not to look foolish. Pero pag tinanong mo talaga yung mga sages, yung mga scholars sa mga scriptures, tanongin mo na, what can you say about this famous guru? Nonsense. Makikita mo sila everywhere sa internet. Haba balbas, in the garb of some sadhu. But at the same time, pag dinisect mo talaga yung laman nung tinuturo nila, just paikot-ikot lang. So this is not following a blind faith. Using your intelligence. At the same time, don't forget to use your heart. Na kailangan mo i-cleanse mo na yung lust mo, then you have to use that heart. Spiritualize the lust for it to become love. Kanino? Para kay Krishna. That is our C. He's the source of everything. Lahat nung pinanggalingan, He's the cause of all causes. And we have the 4 verses. Krishna is the source of spiritual and material world. And ang relationship natin kay Krishna is tayo yung servant, eternal servant. And we want to awaken yung love natin kay Krishna. Yung relationship na yun. Not just the awe and reverence, but that intimate love kay Krishna. Ano yung process? Attaining process? Become a devotee of Krishna. Joyfully perform yung devotional service sa Kanya and engage mo yung ibang tao. A very compassionate person, he doesn't want to save himself only. He want na madami yung mga ibang souls to be enlightened, to gain that love. Diba? One will be selfish pag sarili lang niya. Will just go to the mountains and siya lang. No. You'll make ways like the monks, the devotees would create Facebook account, will go to the cities, kahit hindi ko, masarap na sa temple. Masarap na sa forest. Masarap ng buhay, di ba? Hindi mo kailangan humarap dun sa mga anything, sa mga temptation. But no, they are also like soldiers. Diba? Willing to risk everything to get the other souls back kay Krishna. And by that, Krishna will be pleased. Parang, pag may anak kang scholar, pero mas matutuwa ka pag nakita mo yung anak mong scholar, tinutulungan yung mga ibang mga kapatid niya. Asarap sa pakiramdam ng tatay nun or ng magulang nun. Okay. Diba? They're loving each other. Hindi sila nag-aaway kasi lahat sila matatalitos, nag-aaway sila. How can you be pleased by that? Same with Krishna. And sometimes we are not so fortunate and not that scholarly intelligent. But at least knowing the basic, being guided by a spiritual teacher or mentor, doing your devotional service, Krishna will always be pleased. Kasi ang kinukuha niya, again, is the love and devotion. And by His mercy, the special result, you'll be cleansed with all these unwanted baggages. Just by what? Like a lamp. Pag nagsindi ka ng isang kandila sa dark room, everything everywhere will be enlightened. Same thing. Ganun lang kabilis kay Krishna. That is Krishna'S Sweetness. Diba? Meron siyang assurance para sa mga devotees niya. Not just like one way. You just worship Him, ganito lang. Or not just receiving lang kay Krishna. It's a relationship. We all have that relationship kay Krishna. Our soul is really connected kay Krishna. That sweet relationship. Only thing is, it is covered by illusion. So we are just trying to wake it up. So yan, another movie review. Pero next time, send ko na mamaya. So sakto, before anything else, and para mag-wake up kayo, picture muna tayo, everyone. Nandito ulit si Levi. Hare Krishna. And yung iba, re-replyan ko yung mga messages nyo. Tuloy-tuloy lang ako ngayon since 5:30 hanggang 12 ang aking mga classes and meetings. Pero after that, usap-usap din tayo. I'll be setting hours in a day where I will be meeting some student in Zoom. Just catching up kasi I could not visit. Ayan, siya. O yan, nakita uli kayo rito. Uncle Levi. Yan. Let's have a photo up. Okay, count of 3, everyone. 1, 2, 3. 1 more, 1, 2, 3. I am always humbled and honored being with your presence. It is a wonderful discussion relishing Krishna'S sweetness to His devotees. And very personal. It's very personal. Ano yung kailangan mo gawin, anong bibigay niya, ano yung relationship na yun, diba? It's not just blind faith, it's very personal. And how to really engage the mind, the intelligence, and the heart. So, yeah, how to start with this, all big things na pinag-usapan natin, start with your rounds. So, sino dito yung hindi pa tapos mag-chant today? Or mamaya pa? So, yes. Don't forget to chant your rounds. That is the first step. That is in the middle step. That is also the goal. And kung makikita mo yung mga devotees na in that perfection stage ng Bhakti Yoga, they chant. And when you hear it, ang sobrang sweet. Talagang nandun yung relationship kay Krishna. Same. The goal in the process is the same. Pero, we have to start. Pag wala kang taste mag-chant, tirada-charad, ang hirap mag-chant. Chant ka para magka-taste ka. Ang daming disturbance. Chant ka para magkamawala yung disturbance mo. Diba? Dami kong problema, daming kontra. Chan ka, para mawala sa mga... Same. Kasi si Krishna and his words and his names, yung words niya yung inaaral natin, and his names, which tinachant natin, is the same. And hindi lang natin nare-realize kasi ang daming covering. Pero once we are able to realize that, we'll realize na kasama mo si Krishna palagi. So we are opening for the question and answer or sharing or magkukwento ulit ako mga India trip na naman kasi si Princess pinag-usapan namin sa chat si India. Nalala ko naman yung mga friends ko doon. So, maraming salamat. If you need to do your errands, please do so with extra care and extra love sa mga tao. Please be sensitive. Lahat ng tao may pinagdadaanan. Lahat sila may journey. If you could share something to them, not to shoving the philosophy sa throat nila. Sabi ni Radha Charan, to that. No. If you could share, you can share a book. Please do so. If not, just be a Krishna devotee. Be a Krishna devotee by action. And that's the hardest. Living with our action than just our words. So maraming salamat. Thank you very much. So let's see kung sino ang mga mag-remain sa ating question and answer portion. May nagtanong sa akin na do relationship ng mga essential oils sa Vedas. I just learned, pati pala sa Ayurveda kasama yung mga essential oils. Yan. I'll find you, may nag-seminar na devotee. May recorded daw. I'll find. Tapos i-forward ko sa inyo. Ngayon ko lang nalaman, makala ko parang New Age lang yun. Parang mga crystal lang yung essential oil. Ayurveda pala siya. Galing. Oy, wala kayong tanong. So yes, sa India, lagi India, no? Sa India, yung kinukwento, kailan ko ba kunento yun? Hindi ka rin umaga pala kunento yun. Pero yes, yung travel sa India is so very life-changing kasi dito sa country natin is very westernized. Kinokopy natin yung western tradition. By what? Look at our listen to our language. Diba? Copy natin siya. Tapos Veronica, yung lifestyle natin, yung standard natin ng beauty, standard natin ng living, laging westernized. Ito, Vedic cosmology. Ay, mali. Cosmology. Check mo dun sa Monk in the Middle podcast. Nag-upload ako nun. Ganda niyan. Out of this world, mind-boggling. Saka lakas ng trip. Trip yan. Pero it's coming from the Vedas. So, sa Pilipinas, laging gano'n. Sobrang foreign pag nag-chant ka ng Hare Krishna. Kasi, hindi ka katulad ng karamihan. Yung karamihan is westernized. Kind of living, kind of lifestyle. Pero when you go to different places, makikita mo na this kind of Western nice lifestyle is just really modern. Gawa-gawa na ng tao. That's for what? Like industries, having this kind of paikot-ikot lang na sinasabing we are advancing in our life. Diba? Pero you could see people in the city, ang daming gutom, diba? Ang daming depressed. They're put into congested places. Tapos yung leaders, makikita mo, yung mga modern leaders, makikita mo, ang sarap ng mga buhay nila sa mga mansion. It's very, how do you call it? Not fair. Not fair leadership, not fair civilization. So when you see Krishna conscious devotee, parang ang weirdo sa atin. Or pag nakita tayo ng kamag-anak natin or mga friends natin, ko practice mo, di ba? Sign of the cross ka lang, okay ka na. Nothing against yung Catholic practice. I've been in Catholic practice and ang daming similarities nun. Pero yung sinasabi ko lang is, yung the rest ng mga tao, they will tell you to stick to this kind of practice na meron kayo sa pamilya. Pero nakikita mo sila, hindi naman sila sumasamba, nagisimba, or anong practices. Diba? Catholic tayo, hindi ka naman nag-rosary. Tapos pinipilit mo akong mag-stay dyan. Diba? So, that is because hindi ka katulad ng nila. Hindi ka pareho. That's weird ka na. Same thing. When you travel, you will see much more, kumbaga sabong yung utak mo in understanding na naroon lang pala tayo sa frog in the well. na standard of living. The way nung buhay natin, paano ka mabubuhay niyan kung wala kang normal job or wala kang ganito, wala kang ganyan. It's very different. It's very different. So India personally, made me open to much more understanding kasi nakita mo yung culture, very rich culture. Hindi lang naman sa India, pero of course, andun yung center ng mga culture, mas naalagaan nila kahit papano yung Vedic practice. And it's very helpful in understanding our life. Diba? Parang may scriptures ka magtuturo about ghosts, about karma and reincarnation, pati yung cosmology, yung distance ng planets. Eh, yung modern science, kailan lang naman hinuhulaan nila yun eh. Parang thousands, mga light years. Wala naman silang telescope to measure that really. Diba? They're just speculating kasi nakalimutan ko yung documentary na to, mga scientists din sila and philosophers na dinebunk nila yung mga ibang scientists. Kasi career yun eh. If you made like si Big Bang Theory, kung sino yung gumawa nun, parang sila yun, sisikat sila, pangalan nila yun. Diba? Lagay mo sa libro, evolution na theory from monkey to human. Totally doesn't make any sense. And hanggang theory siya ngayon, pati yung mga estudyante niya, didebunk na hindi totoo yun. Pero because of fame and name, diba? And para maging normal. So when you're going out of that kind of thinking, you're going outside your frog in the well, mas naiintindihan mo, pero nakakaligaw. You can go sa mga part ng Vedas na puro energies lang, puro yogic power, di ba? For what? Still material. It could also feed your ego na you're better than anyone else. So we need really a guide para mas maintindihan natin yung spiritual life natin. And even just going to India, ang dami maliligaw ka doon, ang daming offer sa'yo. And feeling mo, may places na parang God ka rin doon, lalo na kung foreigner ka, Caucasian ka. Worship ka nila. Parang Pilipinas, worship yung mga foreigner. Yung mga white, di ba? So, same. In spirituality, ganun din. You might be in a place where you're just feeding your ego pala. You're serving your ego, not serving Krishna. Just for what? Kasi, ligo-ligo tayo. Sign of the cross nga lang daw po na wala na need practice. Yeah, naiwan talaga yun na I could really I experienced this really. Sa school namin dati, papapirma ka sa pare pag nagsimba ka. And I was really doing that. Tapos yung parents ko, punta ka lang. Pero hindi naman siya nagsisimba. Tapos yung magka-Hare Krishna ako, stick tayo sa practice natin. But of course, yeah, after some time, they became this very favorable. When I was younger, against sila, totally. Pero I didn't, yung umpisa medyo kinokontra ko sila. Afterwards, hindi na. I just, try to become a kind son. Tapos nagulat na lang ako kahit against sila doon. They made an altar for me. Diba? O kaya pinagluto na nila. Kasi pinagluto ko sila tapos yung mom ko nagluto na for me. May transition. If you want to change your lifestyle, wag mo biglain yung mga kamag-anak mo. Diba? 6 months lang, lasenggero ko, tapos ngayon, ang dami mong sinasabi sa amin. Ganun sasabihin nila sa'yo. So, first is our action. People are always to cease to believe. There are very few yung mga teachers natin, yung mga mentors natin. They believe in us. They believe first, then they will see. Yung mga mentors natin, they believe in us more than we believe in ourselves. The rest, to cease to believe. Patunayan mo muna. Diba? Lalo sa mga close relatives natin. Tingin nila sa atin bata pa or papunta ka pa lang, pabalik na ako. Napanood niyo po ba yung hindi ko alam yung send mo sa akin yun. Or tingnan ko tingnan ko sa, how do you call this? Yung trailer muna. So yes, even hindi ka makapunta ng India, you have India, and hindi lang yung bansa, yung mismong culture, yung essence ng India in your books, in your book bundles. Even sa India, we're traveling there to share Krishna consciousness. Kahit nasa India na sila, hindi nila alam. Hindi lahat. Yan. Ingat, Nicole. Hare Krishna. So yeah, you have the essence of India in your books, in your Japamala, in the practice, and also those who are the teachers. Again, it is not just the place, it is the practice. Just like a lotus. Diba? Kung nasan ka, kung mabubuhay ka doon as a lotus, buhay ka doon. Madadama yung pa yung iba. Yan. Nagagalit ka ba? Depende. Depende sa reason. Yes. Diba? The question is kung nakokontrol mo yung anger. Actions of anger. Diba? Um, yung pinag-aralan natin sa Bacho Vegam na Kroda, Manasavegam. Kroda is anger. The actions of anger. You can tolerate it. You're untouchable. Hindi na maiinis. Pero you must use it in the right way. Diba? If someone will kill you. Diba? Hindi, dyan, shanty-shanty lang. Paano mo di-defend yung sarili mo? Or paano mo i-defend yung mga loved ones mo? Diba? May magnanakaw. Shanty-shanty lang. Mild ka lang. Hindi, yogi ako. Kailangan. Sapakay mo siya. Defend mo yung sarili mo. Pero, you are using it. You're in control. Parang toolbox. That mode of passion, yung anger, yung passionate nature, parang toolbox. Pag kailangan mo ng wrench, gamitin mo yung wrench, yung martilyo, pero you have to bring it back sa toolbox. Hindi ka naglalakad na may wrench ka kahit saan. Diba, buong araw bad trip ka. No, you have to use it. Yung mga expert na magulang ganun. Diba, parang papagalito yung anak nila. Tapos pagpunta sa phone, kausap yung business partner niya, okay naman. Diba, ginagamit nila out of love. Pag didisiplina mo yung anak mo, di ba? You don't parang discipline your child, tapos papaluin mo siya, tapos out of uncontrolled anger, di ba talaga masaktan mo siya? You will not relay yung lesson sa kanya. It is okay to express anger than to suppress. You can express your anger. Depende sa'yo, di ba? Sa akin, pag may ganon, like may emotion, I'll get my kettlebells. Diba? Workout ka. Express mo. Know how to use it, di ba? If not, sabog ka. You cannot suppress immaturely, sasabog ka. The emotions. Kaya nga the devotees are engaging their senses. You're purifying your senses. You're not suppressing. Diba? Ang daming, even in the scriptures, ang daming mag-meditate just suppressing all the senses. Sumasabog sila. Because these senses should be used and utilized. But you should be the master of the senses. You're not the servant of your senses. Just like the horse. Diba? Or yung mga baka. Diba? The animal abuse, pag ginamit mo yung bakas ay yung bull sa pharma, that's their dharma. That's their service. Pag di mo ginamit yung mag-aaway lang sila. Tumitira ako palagi sa mga cow sanctuary. Kapag hindi engage yung mga bull, talaga nag-aaway sila doon. May dumaan lang na cow, papugiin na sila doon. Totoo yun. Diba? Tapos may mga pangit na, kasi ganun yun eh. Nakiwala yung mga cow, tapos yung mga bull. Pag init season, yung bull yung pupunta doon sa cow. Isang bull lang doon sa mga cow. Diba? Tapos macho doon, tapos pagandahan din yung cow. May mga pangit na bull din, yung pangit yung mga sungay. Tapos walang lumalapit sa kanila kahit in heat season. Anyway, if hindi sila engaged, uncontrolled senses sila, mode of passion, tuliro yung mind nila. Tapos sila nag-aaway-aaway. May dumaan lang ng isang cow na malayong-malayo na wala nang chance to have intercourse. Mag-aaway na sila. Same. If one is not using that senses, sabog ka. That sense should be used. Like the horses. If you're not gonna use them for lifting or dragging heavy weights or running fast, magkakasakat sila. Diba? Just like us. Mag-exercise, try mo. Rupok-rupok yung mga tuhod-tuhod mo. So even anger, you have to express it. Yung mga senses natin. That's the sense of taste. Diba? What you can do, ay yung Krishna consciousness. Honor prasadam, take prasadam, the food prasadam, the food. The sight, see Krishna. Read the books. You're hear Krishna conscious classes, the kirtan, the music, rather than just listening to, say what, yung mga songs na maganda yung groove, pero just talking about having sex with different girls. Parang, tingnan mo yun, parang ano yung ayaw ma-experience, pero pag pinakinggan mo, ganun yung lyrics ng mga songs ngayon. Ayaw ma-experience yun, pero yung pinapanood mo sa teleserye araw-araw is about kabit. But pasilin mo na yun sa paligid natin kung ano yung meron. Diba? You don't want to... Alam mo bakit ang daming madadrama sa ano ngayon, sa Facebook? Pakinggan mo sila, ganun sila magsalita sa teleserye. Diba? Garbage in, garbage out. So same thing. Kailangan mo ang gamitin, you don't have to suppress, pero you must be in control. Yan. So that is being a yogi, using it. That's why the yoga asana is helpful also because it tames yung mga senses natin. Di ba may mga position nga hindi ka na magugutom after 7. Di ba? Tanong nyo kala, maraming mga yogi yan. May mga ganon. So, it's helping your organs. So, you can use that. You can, even yun. So, you're not suppressing, you're expressing. Mag-arts. Both sa arts. Diba? Napakagandang yun, expression of it. Basta you're in control. That's the key. You're in control of that emotions, that senses. If not, kung saan sa kadadali. Anger, ang dami kang pwede ka mapunta sa kulungan dyan. Or pwede ka magdala buong buhay just for revenge. Kahit yung ibang generation mo. Di ba may mga, war, civil war, yung nag-away-away yung mga ninuno nila, or yung mga frat war, na hindi mo naman inabutan yung pinag-awayan nila, pero hanggang ngayon magkaaway pa rin. Same. So yeah, ayun yung mga use of the senses. A yogi should use the senses, should be the master of the senses. Kaya tinatawag na swami or goswami. Go is senses, master swami. If go dasa ka, you're the servant of the senses. Mabubuhay ka lang just to follow your senses, just like the dog. Mabubuhay sila una talaga sa kanilang ilong. Kung saan yung magandang amoy, di ba? Nasagasaan nga sila just because of that. Or mawawala sila na matagal because. So don't be an animal. Following these yoga principles is raising us to become a human, but following Krishna consciousness will raise us rising above yung sarili natin into a spiritual person. Yung connection natin kay Krishna. Again, hindi mo kailangan bigla yung sarili mo na, eto na ako. Start with chanting. Panindigan mo sa chanting muna. So I will not hold you long kasi may next meeting on 10:30 to 11, then 11 to 12. So meron pa akong 10 minutes break para magpahinga ng boses. Maraming salamat. Salamat din sa nagbigay sa akin ng ginger beer. Dito nakakalaseng. That's for my gut, saka sa aking boses. Maraming salamat. Go dasa. Walang H. Go dasa. Yan. Go is senses, dasa is servant. We should not be go dasa. Yan, sarap. Pag dumalaw ako sa inyo, Levi, dalang kita. Homemade, gawa ng isang monk. He's making also kombucha sa kefir. Yan, saka isa, sourdough. Sakto, ayun pala yung mga sakit ko ngayon. Hare Krishna, thank you very much, Carla, Adam, Princess, Oliver. Anong name muli ng daughter mo? Pumunta ko. Nika, saka si JM, si Pam, si Aika, Grazel, McCoy, Naomi, Gail, Milk. Ayan, si Milk, isang oras na kayo magkasama. Noreen, hi, bye-bye. Yana, Sha, and Levi. Hare Krishna. Kailan sa Cavite? Ay, Cavite ka ba, Noreen? Sige nga, Cavite rin si diba? Si Milk. Next time, Cavite tayo. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.